All right, so we're diving deep today into Pittman Consulting Group. Been checking out their website. Pretty slick, gotta say. Modern Web Studios did a great job, but we're here for the good stuff, right? What's the story behind the site? What makes Pittman tick?
Yeah, it's one thing to have a flashy website. It's another to have the substance to back it up. We're digging deeper here.
Totally. And one of the first things that struck me was how they lay out their 4 core services. Assess, engage, inspire, transition. Doesn't sound like your typical HR spiel.
It's very deliberate, the language they use. Inspire, especially that's not just about filling a skills gap.
Right. Makes you think bigger picture.
Exactly. It's about aligning talent with the company's goals. Thinking about the whole employee journey.
And get this, they're big on data-driven insights, not just trust your gut kind of thing.
Which is huge. In a field that can feel, well, sometimes a little fuzzy, Pittman's bringing in the numbers. Measurable impact, that's what businesses want to see.
For sure. And speaking of being on top of things, they mentioned emotional intelligence assessments. EQI 2.0, EQI 360, that's not just a buzzword anymore, is it?
Oh, not at all. Those are super valuable tools for understanding how teams work, how to get the best out of people.
So put yourself in a business leader's shoes for a second. Looking at those 4 pillars, assess, engage, inspire, transition, what's going to grab your attention? What kind of company needs this?
I think it's a combination of the data-driven approach, but also this real focus on the human side. It's not just about slotting people into roles based on a resume. It's more nuanced than that.
Finding the right fit.
Yes, exactly. Skills, personality, even their aspirations.
And then some of their specific services really jumped out at me. Succession and exit planning. That's not something you see every day.
Very specific, right? It tells you they have expertise beyond just hiring and firing. Makes me think of family businesses, founders who want to make sure the company transitions smoothly.
Legacy stuff.
Absolutely. It's about making sure that what they built carries on, even if they're not there.
And then there's the leadership practices inventory. That sounds kind of mysterious, doesn't it?
Right. What are they measuring? It piques your curiosity.
Makes me think they've got a system for figuring out what makes a good leader, not just going on gut feeling.
Exactly. And again, it probably ties back to their whole data-driven approach.
Instead of, oh, I think this person has what it takes.
They have the data to back it up. And then, this is one that threw me, they use the Enneagram. The Enneagram in a corporate setting.
That's different. Bold move.
It is. You don't see that every day.
Yeah.
But it shows you they're really trying to understand how people tick, how different personalities can work together.
Could be really powerful if used well, right?
Or for sure. Imagine a team where everyone understands each other's working styles, communication preferences, all because of this tool.
Yeah, could be a game changer. Though, gotta admit, feels kind of risky too, using something like the Enneagram in that environment.
Oh, definitely. Could backfire if not done right. But if they're using it well, thinking of all the potential pitfalls, really understanding how people function, not just slapping labels on them, that's where the magic happens, right?
It makes you wonder, is that part of what makes them stand out? In a crowded market, I mean.
It's a good question. So many consulting firms are all about the strategies, the structures. Pittman seems to be leading with the who, remember that phrase, beyond HR?
Yeah, they use it a lot. What's the deeper meaning there?
So HR, traditionally, it's been about the mechanics, payroll, benefits, making sure everyone's following the rules, essential stuff.
Not the whole picture.
Right. Pittman saying, we're not just here to check boxes. We want to help you build a company where people actually want to work.
Where they can thrive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Company where people feel valued, where they can grow alongside the company. That's powerful.
And that's where their whole approach, mixing the data with the people-focused stuff, that's where it really clicks.
100%. Think about leadership development, for example. They're not just trying to spot potential leaders. They're giving them the tools they need to actually lead.
Right. It's that leadership practices inventory again. How does data make leadership development better? It's not like you can just crunch numbers and suddenly become a great leader.
It's about getting specific. Instead of generic training, they can use that data to pinpoint exactly where a leader needs to improve. Tailor the development to the individual.
Personalized leadership coaching.
In a way, yeah. Identify the key skills, communication, decision-making, strategy, and then use data to track progress, adjust the plan as needed.
You don't see that level of personalization too often.
And it goes back to showing results, right? Not just, oh, we did a leadership seminar, everyone feels great. No, it's about actual improvement.
And that brings us back to their thing about transformational talent solutions. More than just a tagline, it seems.
Right. It's about a fundamental shift in how a company thinks about talent. It's about creating a ripple effect that impacts the whole organization.
Not just fixing problems as they pop up.
Building a strong foundation from the ground up. And that long-term thinking, you see it in their focus on succession planning too. Like we were saying, that's crucial for businesses that are thinking about the future, especially those facing big transitions.
Founders retiring, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And that can be such an emotional process for a founder who's poured their heart into a business. Pittman brings that human touch, but also the data to guide them through it.
Making sure the company is in good hands.
Absolutely. Assessing the business, identifying potential successors, creating a plan. It's about more than just who takes over. It's about what the company needs to keep thriving.
Thinking ahead, which is vital in today's world. Things change so fast.
All about agility, adaptability, having strong leaders ready to take the reins. That's what Pittman helps with.
Building for the future, one leader at a time. And it's not just about companies on the brink, right? What about those that are doing okay, not actively looking to shake things up? What's Pittman got for them?
It's a good point. We tend to think of consultants, well, they come in when things are already on fire. Crisis mode.
Emergency surgery.
Exactly. But Pittman, they're more like, preventative care. Regular checkups to make sure everything's in tip-top shape.
Catch those issues before they become big problems.
Spot on. Proactive talent management. It's about always being aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, any blind spots you might have, investing in growth, even when things seem fine.
Because sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And that's what makes Pittman so interesting. They're not just there for the big disasters. They're helping companies build a culture of always striving to improve, a culture that values people, empowers them to do their best.
Investing in their most valuable asset, their people.
It's true. And like any asset, it needs attention, needs a plan to make sure it's performing well, that it's aligned with where the company wants to go.
And that takes us back to the data, doesn't it? It's not just about collecting numbers for fun.
Right. Data-driven decisions about talent, about making sure those decisions are actually making a difference.
So you can track progress, really see what's working.
Exactly. Identify trends, show the impact. No more guessing games, just hard evidence.
Gut feelings backed up by cold, hard facts.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
In the business world today, you got to have that data. It's about making smart choices about your people, choices that will pay off for years to come.
Couldn't agree more. Well, there you have it, folks, our deep dive into Pittman Consulting Group. We've explored their approach to talent, from the numbers to the emotional intelligence stuff, their focus on succession planning, even that intriguing use of the Enneagram.
A lot to unpack. It's been fascinating, peeling back the layers of their beyond HR philosophy, seeing how they help companies rethink how they approach talent, how they develop their leaders.
Absolutely. More than just filling jobs, they're shaping entire companies, creating cultures where people can thrive. And that ultimately, that's what drives success.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Hopefully this is giving you, our listeners, some food for thought, whether you're running a Fortune 500 company or just starting out on your own.
Because Pittman's story is a good reminder that business isn't just about profits, it's about people.
It's about creating an environment where people feel valued, where they feel engaged, where they feel inspired.
And on that note of inspiration, we'll leave you with this final thought. What if Pittman took their unique approach beyond the corporate world? Imagine their beyond HR philosophy applied to, say, nonprofits, educational institutions, even government agencies. Something to ponder as you continue to explore Pittman Consulting Group and the ever-evolving landscape of talent development. Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.